Hello everyone, my name is Kay and I'm here to share with you about the differences between studying in a university in the UK and one in Hong Kong. So for those who haven't made up your mind as to whether you want to study abroad or in Hong Kong, this video might be helpful for you. So let me first start by telling you about my background. So I'm a law student and I studied my undergrad in both the UK and in Hong Kong. So I spent my first 2 years at UCL in London, and I'm now spending my final 2 years at HKU in Hong Kong. So starting with the application process to applying to universities in the UK and to Hong Kong respectively. So for the UK, both local and international students alike apply through the UCAS platform, where you have to submit your predicted grades and personal statement. Through the platform, you may apply to a maximum of 5 courses using a single personal statement. For most other universities, the personal statement plays a very important role in your selection criteria. And for Oxford, they have also interviews and written assessments. And for Hong Kong, local DSE students apply through the JUPAS platform, and you may rank a maximum of 20 choices. DSE grades are heavily emphasized in the selection process, and interviews are only required for a handful of programs such as medicine programs. After you're admitted into a university program, your first step to making friends in university would be through orientation programs organized by various university societies. So for Hong Kong ones, they're quite bonding oriented, and I've noticed that students can usually join multiple orientation camps. So we have larger ones with a larger target audience, such as those organized by the Law Association, where all law students are welcome to join. There are hall orientation camps where students who want to stay in a student accommodation, a hall during their semester time, would have to join an orientation camp to get to know people living in the same hall as them. There are also really small orientation camps for freshmen of a particular program, such as an orientation camp for business and law students only. And for universities in the UK, there are also orientation camps for Hong Kong students, and they're usually organized by the Chinese Society, which is a society of Hong Kong students, basically. So, from what I gather from my experience joining the UK orientation camp, I thought it was very drinking heavy, and it was not as bonding oriented because there might not be students taking the same course as you, or there might only be a few. And for students taking other courses, you might not really get to meet them that much when you start university. And now let me talk a bit about the course structure. So in the UK, we have 3 terms. So we start our first term from October, and then up till December, that would be our first term. And then we have a term from January to March, and finally from April to June. So the term from April to June is a exam semester where we don't have class, we only have exams. And for Hong Kong, we have 2 semesters, from September to December, and after the Christmas holidays from January to June. There's also a summer semester where taking courses is optional. So in the UK, for law, we mainly take law courses only, and in our first 2 years, all law courses are compulsory. In the 3rd year, we get to choose electives, but mainly we choose law electives instead of electives from other majors. In Hong Kong, the course structure is a bit more diverse. In HKU, you have common core courses and free electives, where basically you take courses which are outside your major. So as a law student, I took geography courses, and courses related to physics, etc. So these courses are generally less demanding than your major courses. Also, one difference between Hong Kong and the UK is that Hong Kong courses are usually a semester long, and UK courses are usually full year. At least that's the case for UCL and for law. Coursework is also more common for courses in Hong Kong, and group work is also more common in Hong Kong, whereby in UCL it's usually 100% exam, at least for courses in our first year, and we don't really have any group work. And now looking at examinations, for Hong Kong we have one exam per semester, which means that we usually have 2 exams per year. And for the UK, it's only 1 exam per year. For law exclusively, I think that the format of the exams are quite similar, but in Hong Kong there is more emphasis on application of the law to hypothetical cases, where in the UK there's more essay writing. So the focus would be on taking a critical view against case law and existing legal rules. As for the grading system, in Hong Kong we use the GPA system, and in the UK there's the honor system. So for example, at HKU a GPA of 3.6 would be equivalent to a first class degree honors in a UK university. There wouldn't be a difference to how you apply to internships or how you see your grades, but personally I find the UK system more transparent because you would know your number grading, which then gets translated to the class you get. But for Hong Kong, you only know a letter grading, and you couldn't really even be sure what mark translates to what letter grading, so you don't really know what mark you're getting actually. And finally, talking a little bit about careers and moving on to postgraduate studies. For law students, if you study law overseas, you would have to take the conversion exams before you're able to study PCLL course, which is the qualification exam all students must take before they can start their traineeship or pupillage. For Hong Kong, if you take law here, you would not have to take any conversion exams. And I think that studying in Hong Kong means that you have 1 more year of university studies, and that gives you a bit more time to get yourself together and really come up with a career plan. So all in all, I would think that having studied in both Hong Kong and in the UK, I would think that the Hong Kong teaching method and their way of guiding you in university is more similar to secondary school. So it's a more hands-on approach, and there's more guidance. For example, there are more introductory courses to really let you slowly understand what's required of you as a law student. Meanwhile, for the UK, I think it's more free, and they expect you to be more adult-like. So there's less introductory material. Instead, they expect you to be able to find your way through the course material by yourself, through the help of your friends, or through actively asking your mentors or tutors. So this sums up my thoughts on the differences between studying university in Hong Kong and in the UK.